Hey everybody, my name is Mary Copeland. I'm your instructor for the summer, so welcome to the class. Want to just show you a few things about the class and how to navigate things. One thing that I want to show you is our textbook, which is Asking the Right Questions. You do need the book. Next week we have quizzes on chapters 1 and 2, and we use the book every week for exercises. The ISBN number is listed in the syllabus. The bookstore has the textbook digitally. However you get the textbook is, great, good for you. I know some students have certain ways of getting textbooks, so however you get the textbook, as long as it's the 12th edition. Other than that, I'm going to share my screen with you and go over some things about the class. Let me find the class. Hang on just a second. What did I do with it? Give me just a second here. There we go. Okay, let me try this again. Um, Try sharing my screen now. Here we go. Okay. So when you log in to the class, this is what you will see. This is the homepage. On the homepage, I put announcements every Sunday. Um, this class is the first day class begins the 26th. However, our first day is July the 6th. I'm going to change that right now because I had two summer sessions. So I'll go ahead and change that while we're here. Um, However, you'll always see this when you log in. It'll be new. Sometime on Sunday, I will post the announcement. It kind of goes over what you need to do. This one is a little bit longer just because it's the first one, so it kind of goes over a few things that you'll want to do to get started. One of the things that I want to show you when you first log in or when you are on your home screen, it'll often give you what's called, let me see if I can go home here really quick. So, yeah. So when you log in, you get this coming up and to-do screen over here. I think that's great. It's really helpful for students, but it really doesn't tell the whole story. So, a lot of times you'll have something due, but you'll have to read something before you can complete that assignment. So just know that all of the work is in the modules. And I also want to say that discussions have two due dates, but Canvas only allows me to put in the one official due date, which is Sunday when the whole discussion is due. But you are required to submit your initial discussion by Thursday and then your peer responses by Sunday. So I don't give credit for initial responses that are submitted after Thursday. And that goes for every discussion. I put that in the syllabus, I put that in the quiz. I try to make sure that everybody's really aware. It calls it a milestone. So you just might want to be really aware of that as you're working in the class. I'm going to go to the modules and show you a few things. This is where you will see all of your work. I do have a course overview. I'm going to just show you that briefly. This is what we'll be doing all semester. You've got 4 essays to write. We're in the summer session. So it's the same amount of work whether you're taking it over summer or whether you're taking it in a regular 16-week semester. The difficulty with a 4-unit class over the summer is there's a lot of work every single week because it's really accelerated and condensed to get it all done. So, well, after this week, you basically have an essay due every week. You'll have 1 or 2 discussions every week. You'll have an exercise. from the textbook. Because this is summer, you probably have two or three exercises from the textbook. And then there's little additional quizzes and things like that. And then we'll also have a midterm and we will have a final exam. MLA information and other resources. So this is just a bunch of links and information. All of your essays are required to be in MLA format. So I give you a lot of details on that. I don't teach it a whole lot because I'll give you feedback, like I'll say, oh, this isn't cited correctly or something. But this MLA format is something that you should have learned prior to taking English 102. But I do have a bunch of resources if you're unfamiliar with it. I also have using Google Docs here. Um, so you're required to upload your essays um, as a Word document in Canvas. However, aside from that, you are also required to submit the link. You have to use Google Docs to document your writing process from start to finish. So you'll have to upload that link when you upload your essay, and that shows that writing is a process and shows, and you'll have to make sure that's shareable with me. I have some information in the syllabus about that, so you want to read that carefully. Um, and let me see what else. So if you've never used Google Docs before, you are required to use it. So I do have a link here about, like, it's a little YouTube video on how to use Google Docs. It's free. It's super easy. So hopefully that will be helpful to you. Here are your assignments for this week. There's quite a bit of little things to go over. There's introductions. There's a discussion. There's some quizzes. The quizzes are designed to build on how essays are structured for this class. So there's some reading you'll need to do about like how we write essays for this class, and then some little quizzes based on that. And those are sort of the building blocks for all of the assignments coming up. The other thing I'm going to show you is the syllabus. So a couple things here. Here's my contact information. There's no official office hours, but anytime you want to meet with me, you can email me. I'll set up a Zoom link. Or, definitely, I check my email every day during the summer, so you can always email me with a question. I'll pretty much get back to you within 24 hours. I'm human. Sometimes I'll like be scanning through my email, I'll see a student question, I'll go, oh, I need to really get back to the student, and then I forget. So, if you don't hear from me in 24 hours, just email me again, and I'll get to you. But I'm usually pretty good about it. The thing I want to show you is important dates. So, first day of class is the 6th. The last day to drop without a W is the 12th. So that's just 6 days after the first day of class. So if you go over the course syllabus, go over the policies, see the amount of work that needs to be done, and you feel like that's not something you're going to be able to do, maybe you've signed up for 2 or 3 classes over the summer, maybe you work full time, you have a family, whatever your working commitments are. If you feel like you're not going to be able to do that, it's probably a really good idea to drop the class. But then the last day to withdraw there, and then the last day of class is there. Let me go back to the syllabus. I'm not going to go through the syllabus with you. That's something you can do on your own. You can click on the syllabus and read through it. There is a quiz on the syllabus, and that's really designed for you to make sure that you know the class policies. And also, when you take the quiz, you're agreeing to the policies of the class. There's also a quiz on AI. Um, you can read the class policy on AI. My policy is we don't use AI in English class because we're learning how to write. You can read that a little more carefully in the syllabus policy. And there's a separate quiz on AI because obviously it's a big issue in education right now. So, enough said about that. The other thing I want to show you is maybe it's, you know what, I don't think it's here. I think it's back in the syllabus. So let me go back to the syllabus. So a couple things I want to show you in the actual syllabus then. Uh, One is how much time will this class take? Summer is intense. This is a 4 unit class. In a 16-week semester, you would spend about 4 hours a week going to class. Like, say you had a Tuesday, Thursday class, so you'd spend like 4 hours a week going. But there's also an expectation of spending 8 hours a week outside of class, reading, writing, doing whatever work you have. That's about 12 hours a week in a 4 unit class over a 16-week semester. We have to complete it in really 5.5, 6 weeks. So that translates to about 36 to 40 hours of work a week. That's a very fast pace. The cool thing is you get 4 units done in a short amount of time, so that's great, but it is intense and fast paced. The other thing I want to show you is what I was telling you earlier about the essay writing process and using Google Docs to write your essays. So be sure to read through this so that you're aware of the policy. And if you have any questions, be sure and email me and let me know. Um, okay, so we're done with that. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about how to get started or what to do, be sure and email me. I will get back to you quickly, and I look forward to our semester.